Hi, it's Jonas K here again. So today I was thinking that I should talk about something that I find really interesting, or actually I find the most of my the topics I talk about interesting, but this is kind of a different thing here when it comes to the personal development, because it's about how you identify yourself, and that is so hard to actually break through your current identity and become somebody else, because we need to, of course, if we want to achieve something else, we need to become something else. Like let's say, it's not about, if you look about what kind of results you have right now, what result do you have in your life right now? Maybe you have this X amount of money, or you have this relationship, or the business is like this and this. And of course, you got the result because you took some actions. And you are the person that take these actions. If you're going to change something, you need to change the actions you take. But you also need to become somebody else, because the person that's taking this action is of course you, but also it's your identity. So of course, a lot of people say you cannot change your identity. And I read this book. I don't remember which one it was, but it talks about when you are like 30 or 35 years old, your identity is almost set, because the thing is then you had so much experiences in your life, so you have a true identity who you really are, and so it's much harder to change then. But how do you change then, for example? Because now you know that you need to have another identity, become another person. And we see when you, for example, attend maybe your boss go to a course like management course, and he comes home and I can see he's been on he's all positive and everything. And I've seen been to this kind of positive seminar or something. But after a week or two, it gets back to the normal again. The same thing if you go to like a personal development thing, and you're really pumped up when you come home, and everybody, oh, who are you? Because you're breaking the identity a little bit there. But who are you? We don't recognize you, and your environment actually define your identity. And that's really important, because your environment identify your identity. So if you think about that, and what a lot of spiritual things talk about is that don't be identified by your environment, instead by your inside. But we will talk about that in another video. But now, if you then are identified by your environment a lot and become who you are by the environment, of course, one thing is to change your surroundings, of course. Another thing is, like travel more or go to more events and so on. You would see these ups, but unfortunately go downs again. And the thing is, why it becomes like that is that you don't do the 3 steps. Some people call it mind, body, soul. Some people call it thinking, doing, being. And it's a similar thing. You need to, of course, have a mindset that tells you that, okay, now this is who I want to become and what I want to change, and who am I when I'm actually this new person. And then you have to take action, of course. And then you also need to get it into your body, because if you start to signaling, okay, now I want to change, everybody will push you down, of course, and try to get you back to the old identity that you are. So until you own it, you will not change. So this was a little bit just an introduction about a lot of thoughts here. I like to talk about this more later here. And it's also a way, like Hugh Dispenza talks about, that you can go from the thinking to directly to being, and skip a lot of the doing there. So it's much faster change, and it changes you on the real deep level instead of from the outside. So what you can start to do now is to think about, who am I identified in my surroundings? The people I hang with, the people at the office and so on. And is that the person I really am? Because the first thing is you need to want to change, right? You need to be able to, do I want to have this life, or do I living somebody else's life just? And that is the first step to actually start to create the change that you want. So think about that, and we will go deeper into this in another video. Until next time, see you then. Bye.